I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Desert Fury / Ocean of Despair.
Again, these are very uplifting tracks and tunes from the band. What's the name of the band?
Green Druid.
Oh! As if we couldn't figure it out. Green Druid, hello, green, the earth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't catch that. Okay, guys, here we go. Green Druid. Let's go.
Wow.
Starting off with the heavy bass drumming. We got it. was, what was the name of that song again?
Ooh, this one is Desert of Fury, Ocean of Despair. Ooh.
My Lord.
I'll tell you what, I think that they captured the despair. Like, I felt like I needed to escape that song. Like,
yeah.
Like, they did it well. I just felt like, I don't know, like, I felt like I was drowning in the ocean. Not because the musicianship wasn't good, but just, like, they made that sound, like, I don't know. I can't describe it.
That voice was spooky as hell,
yeah,
bro.
it was unnerving.
Yeah. That was spooky as hell. And, like, the finality of it.
Yeah.
Like, look, bro.
Yeah.
You're going into the ocean. It's going to crush your lungs. Like, there was no,
and then you're
like,
never going to sleep.
There's
Like,
no, like, well, maybe it's like, no, this is going to happen.
well, you know what I'll tell you was
That's
a little
it.
bit terrifying to me, too, is when you hear about people, like, drowning, they always say, oh, it's a peaceful experience. You know, once you suck the air into your lungs, it's peaceful after that. You've never heard
that before.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I've heard of that a bunch of the times where they say, and you'll see it, like, it's usually people that have near-death experiences with drowning. They'll say, like, it was a panic point until they sucked the air into their lungs, and then once they did, it was just like, oh, it was like a major calm. It was like that?
I was 3 at the time. I blacked out really quickly, and I was in a kiddie pool, and I had one of those little inner tube things around my waist, and I was reaching down to grab something in the kiddie pool, and it flipped me upside down and trapped my legs.
Oh, God.
And I was only like 3. My mom and her friend were over by the side, but they had looked away just long enough, and I like inhaled the water, and I remember being under the water and still like reaching to grab the thing, and kind of in being aware that I was under the water, but then being aware that I was stuck and couldn't get back up. And then I inhaled the water, and I blacked out pretty much right away at that point. And the next thing I remember is coming to and seeing my mom looking down at me, looking terrified. And they had like pressed on me and like gotten the water out of me or something, and then gave me mouth to mouth, and I came back to.
Jeez.
So, yeah, I was 3 years old.
So it wasn't peaceful to you?
2, maybe. I don't know. 3, 2, something like that.
Oh, God.
Well, it seems kind of sudden.
3, I'd be a little bigger. You'd think I'd be able to get out of it. So it's probably around 2.
Yeah.
Well, if your legs were trapped.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait.
In a kiddie pool, too, because it's kind of shallow. So it's like this deep, right? And
Yeah.
you got an inner tube
Yeah,
around you. So
probably 2.
I'm 2, I'm thinking, yeah.
That'll do the trick. And yet you want to have a house with a pool and all this shit.
Me? No, I don't want a pool.
I'm talking about her. I'm talking about her. We got all these kids. We got all these kids. I'm like, no. If they want to go to a pool, like I'll take them to Hawaii and shit, where like there's nothing else that we're doing. But to like have a pool at our house when we're so busy and we're always multitasking, like I'm not a fan of that at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk. Though, like these days, most homes that have pools have like a gate around them and stuff.
Yeah, and they have alarm systems that if
Yeah.
people pass a certain point, an alarm goes off. If the water gets stirred, an alarm goes off.
And they got the rigid pool covers now too, which are way safer than the
Oh my
tarp
gosh,
ones.
those ones that you just go in and you could just get engulfed in it.
Yeah, we took them off all the time. We took them off all the time as kids. That was completely worthless. Well, it kept the leaves off.
Yeah.
It kept the leaves out of the pool.
Yeah,
That was it.
that's basically all it was good for, because they're deadly otherwise. You fall into those things, you can't get out of them, man.
It's a wrap. So there was a prophecy in song 1 about this song. So song 1, let me pull the lyrics up again.
Yeah, let's get
what
them both
an
side by
unnerving.
side.
Song 1, no, that's not song 1. Where'd song 1 go? I'll just bring song 1 back up again because I'm all powerful.
Oh.
The Forest Dark. This is specifically the one I'm talking
If
about
nothing-
here.
If
Go ahead.
nothing is done, no one will survive. The trees will. No. Trying to see, where was it? Okay, here we go. The fires of soul will burn everything.
Yep.
The stars will shatter like shards of glass. and all that you are will come to pass. Yeah, so the fires of soul will burn everything is kind of the one.
Yep, there it is.
There.
Good. Okay, so yeah, we're tracking. And soul for the uninitiated means the sun. And I think a lot of this, I think this is specifically talking about the ozone layer and the greenhouse effect.
Oh.
So, as the ozone layer becomes more and more thin, then you've got the greenhouse effect. And you don't remember that in the 80s, the greenhouse effect? Everybody was talking about it. My brother came back.
Yeah.
My brother came back from school. And he was like explaining to me, he's like, look, man, the ozone layer, man, and styrofoam and and then pollution, man, and the sun's going to kill us all, man. And my mom was like, oh, shut up. Jesus, go ahead and come back before.
That's what we used to. Those people
who cares?
That.
What did John MacArthur say? Shout out to my mom, but rest in peace.
He was basically saying it was all bullshit, but then he said, spray your hairspray, do your thing, like whatever you want to do, just go ahead and do it. I was like,
the air. Yeah. Fuck the planet.
Okay. All right.
So like right here, this was a pretty crazy line right here. They stab and slice into their veins and rub the blood on their skin.
God.
The only relief from the heat goes hand in hand, which is interesting, hand in hand, stab, slice, with their pain.
What I find more interesting is the paragraph before it, the stanza before it. So they rise in agony from below. Well, honestly, where it all leads up. Okay, so let's just go from
Who's
the beginning.
there? Are the people back?
Well, it's like
Going back in time, talking about the people that were already killed off?
It's hard to tell if this is just kind of a memory or something, or maybe it's not necessarily strictly in order. But we have so see the dunes rise high, the furious sun, blazing sand. So yeah, this the sun, the heat of soul, scorching the earth, scorches this dead land. Can you hear the screams sounding from beneath?
Oh,
They taste the salt from your sweat. So as they're walking
so they're still
across,
suffering in the
drips.
underworld?
It's. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
It almost. It's like as it drips into the sand, 1,000 years since they've wept, the skin flakes off their searing hands. They rise in agony from below, grasping blades forged from their hatred. The blood inside them has gone cold, the wrath of their forgotten souls. They stab and slice into their veins and rub the blood on their skin. The only relief from the heat goes hand in hand with their pain. I kind of feel like maybe it is kind of like a penance. But the thing is, it is like foretold in the original song, the fires of soul will burn everything.
That the sun was going to come for you.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I think the previous song is how Gaia fought back. And you see, it kind of like, and actually to get technical here, this happens in biblical prophecy where it'll talk about something and then it'll jump right to the end.
Yep.
And you'll hear the beginning of the event, and then it'll jump to the end, and then there are other chapters that fill in the middle, right?
Okay.
And so it technically it's called telescoping in prophecy and prophetic literature. So all I think is happening is in the previous song it just telescoped how Gaia was fighting back, but we were already told that the sun was going to have a say as well in song 1.
Right.
So
that's right.
It's just the angle of now it's the sun's turn. This is the sun's turn. So there are multiple, because remember the kings got strung up and all that, then a bunch of people got flooded, but there are other people that had to deal with the ramifications of that, and this is how they end up dying. And they want to go into the ocean because the greenhouse effect, that's what's happening, I think, here. They stab and slice into their veins, rub the blood on their skin, the only relief from the heat, it goes hand in hand with their pain. Because there's no water left, and they're suffering from this heat, so the only liquid that they have to relieve themselves is their own blood.
Yeah.
Right? And so what do they end up doing? They end up jumping they basically try to jump into the ocean, and then whoever's talking, I think it's the sun, is saying, go ahead! Jump into the water to get relief from this punishment. The ocean's going to crush you. You're going to die. And that's why I said it was like a telescopic thing, because how did the people die in the previous song? They died in a flood. They died in water. And so these people, because of the torment of the sun, what do they end up doing? They go to the top of the cliff, and they basically have to jump into the water. And it's like, go ahead, do it.
It's the only relief.
Yeah.
But
So basically,
Last
hell.
relief.
yeah. But then, you know, and the sun is basically saying, go do it. Do it. It'll crush you. And I think the idea is that Sun and Mother Earth are married, kind of. So the sun is like the husband, and he's been watching you fuck up his... And that's why it's an all-male vocal on this one. Did you catch that?
I didn't catch
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It was all-male vocal
Yeah,
this time.
you're right.
It's the only time in the record where it's an all-male vocal.
Yeah.
And so...
Man, I was wondering about that too. Like, why that? Why was it the male vocals for this song? And that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah,
That is so well thought out.
historically, right? Earth has been mother, has been
Yeah.
feminine, and the sun has been masculine, historically. And so, you get the sun is sort of, and you figure the heat, you know, the wrath. I mean, this was a very wrathful, fucking spooky voice, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what was happening is like the sun finally got its turn because it's been watching you with its all-seeing eye fuck up his wife
Oh my gosh.
for the last, you know, whatever, 10, 20,000 years.
Uh-huh.
And now it has his turn, and they're cutting themselves and all the rest of it to get some sort of, I was just imagining the blood just sizzling.
Oh,
but they're
God.
driven to madness because there's no water in the land for them.
That makes a lot more sense with the style of vocals too, because the style of vocals aren't very aggressive throughout most of the song.
Right.
They're almost like overlooking
Yes.
and basically whispering as they're trotting along
Yeah.
and just baking them, like following and lurking. Right.
Yeah.
I really like that effect
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're like menacingly whispered.
Yeah. There's no
Yeah,
reason for
or-
there's no reason for the sun to exert himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting away from him. And that's why he spoke with so much like finality. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are finished. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys,
Wow.
lyrically, I don't know, Z. Conceptually, these guys are not playing around.
It's so funny
Yeah.
because at the beginning, Sonia, you were like, I really like this one. I mean, lyrically, they're kind of, but like now here we've like gotten into it and we're all like, holy shit, whoa. It's so funny. Yeah.
It's like the way that they structure the lyrics and the way they lay things out is actually really well done. I wasn't so much a fan of like the wording at certain points, and it just
Yeah.
feels a little jarring because you get kind of broken out of it because you're like, wait, why did they do it that way? It just doesn't fit. And
I think the big thing too was that you never listened to it start to finish like what we're doing now, where you kept doing like pieces and then replaying the one song, and then
yeah,
that definitely makes it a different feel, I'm sure.
that too. Yeah, it's a big difference going start to finish while paying attention to the lyrics like
Yeah.
this and analyzing them.
Vin will force you to do that.
It's really cool. Yeah,
I know.
I love it.
Yeah, these guys are. That's what I think is happening, though. I really do. So I think the previous song is just telescoping a little bit. It tells you the beginning and the end, and I think this fills in the middle, which is interesting because the next song is a cover. So technically, this is the end of the record. So if you look at the structure,
Yeah, you're
they
right.
ended with the middle of the prophecy, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's a pretty.
It's almost
Interesting
like
way of doing that.
it's like a very clear warning to man is what it is.
Facts.
Putting that at the end is like it's
Yeah.
basically okay, we've told the whole story. Now let me put you into the mind of those who suffered at the end and died.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what happened to them. And that's like the final in a way it's almost like it's like the like just driving the message home
Yeah.
with this one really blunt intense story
Yeah.
that paints a very a picture of suffering and of finality and of a desire to end it all but having no good options.
And this by far was the most ominous, aggressive
word.
song on the record.
Oh my word!
It was just very, very again, doom. You have the John. It's like I say all the time. Like when you guys are screaming in the song, it's like, what are you angry? Like everything you're screaming, everything. But these guys and this young lady shows the genre of doom, and the record is really about fucking doom, bro. You see what I'm saying? It's it's literal doom. So they're using everything at their disposal.
Yeah.
To communicate this thing. It's unbelievable stuff. I was watching a guy. We might do this at a Bible Boogie because it might be really a really harrowing experience. Where the guy said that the Book of Revelation he said 85% of it is in meter. So it's basically 85% of it is poetry and singing. And he said Revelation was meant to be chanted. So he was talking about sitting in the catacombs.
Oh my God.
30 people around a couple candles chanting these things. And I wish I could find it, but it was the spookiest thing ever. That
is spooky.
It was so spooky. She killed the blood of your prophets and now you've given her blood to drink. The 30 people saying that in meter, it was insane.
Yeah, and then if you chant that over and over and over, and then that gets in your head like that, and then shit starts rolling out in 70 AD like that, that's got to be really, really friggin' creepy.
Yeah, yeah. Or
especially how accurate it was.
Saying that shit on the way to the arena when, it's like...
Oh my gosh.
But this right here, it even says the sinners never sleep. Will you go to the city under the waves where the sinners never sleep?
Yeah. It's really kind of amazing the way that it's messaging it is really, in a way, like you were saying before, biblical, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive the way that they've done that, especially considering that they're doing something so unique in the telling of it, and they're focusing on such a specific thing. Which is, Gaia and our deleterious effect on Gaia. Yeah. But they're able to take that and do it in this way that feels so prophetic and biblical. And
it's unbelievable.
Unreal.
Yeah, it is. It's such a good album. And I'm so glad that I've gone through all these songs with you now, because the way that I look at it, the way that I end up grabbing up the lyrics, I do it so out of band and so isolated that I don't get to see it all end to end like this. So this is a really amazing experience to revisit this album with you guys in this way and analyze the lyrics in, song to song like this.
Yeah.
And obviously our reviews would have been completely different without you as well.
Oh, definitely.
They would have been completely different without you. So
yeah.
I don't think...
This is an interesting and fun journey doing it all together like this.
I don't think we get these revelations. Revelations. I don't think we get them without Z. I don't think...
Oh, yeah. It was...
It still would have been fun, but not nearly... No.
Yeah.
It would have been completely different. We'd have had to do neural pathways and all this other shit. We'd have had to reorient everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, we got people in the Bible Boogie chat Z where they're like, "Yo, when are you gonna start? When are you gonna start?" If I start next week, they're like, "All right, motherfucker, we've been asking you for a year."
Aww.
Fucking Zonia shows up, says one thing. Hey guys, hey!
Vin's all in.
Sorry,
I'm not on Facebook anymore. So if you're messaging the group, I'm gonna miss it. But we'll have to.
No, we'll text you if it.
We'll get you. I'm just saying, they've been asking for, they've been asking for a year, and then you throw out some random thing in her review.
Mid song.
Oh
yeah, that would be an interesting Bible Boogie.
Yeah,
and then Vin's not? They're starting up again, guys.
Starting up again, bitches. Yeah, they're I see how it is. Fuck you.
Everybody jumping on it.
Yeah. Shit, man. All right. So how do I want to play this? You know this next song. I don't. Should we rate the album now, or is that just an extra? Does this next song have anything to do with what we just endured, or what?
Let's rate this song, and we'll do the next one, and then we can make a decision if we want to rate the whole album together, or if we want to separate them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
What do you got?
No, you go.
This song is a 9.4 for me. I am, and this is something that, like, this is why I appreciate Sori as a vocalist. Like, we've listened to we've reviewed about 2,700 songs. And, you know, death metal, whatever. I mean, it's pretty much one vocal style. It was just fine. Or you get cleans, and that's another vocal style. And it's this kind of binary thing where it's this or this. The way that he was vocalizing the spooky part.
Oh, God.
Like, that is just, I have so much appreciation for that because it's like, you can communicate heavy concepts without doing, right? Like, you can communicate something really sinister.
Yeah.
Really demonic, really terrifying, without just a rah-rah. And
I feel like despair is the word.
I appreciate, but man, hold on. I want to play it again. Because... And here's the other thing about this thing. There's like a little musical interlude where it sounded almost like a lullaby. And then he's like, the ocean's going to fucking swallow you up, bro. It's going to crush your lungs. You know what I'm saying? It was like, It was such a crazy juxtaposition. I was like, oh, we get some relief.
Oh my gosh.
We get some relief. And then he's like, no, fuck you. There's your relief. Hold on. See, like right here? See? A little bit of hopeful, major chords.
No.
It's kinda... You know, it's kinda...
The weight of the ocean will crush you.
Like the way he did the weight of the ocean will crush you.
I feel like that you're on a downward hill and you are not going back up. So it wasn't uplifting at all to me. It's like this, you're slowly sliding into the pit of despair.
Didn't it sounded like initially sounded like a lullaby? The weight of the
No,
crush.
I thought it sounded a little bit like a hymn.
Go ahead, Z. What were you going
It
to say?
kind of reminds me of Roger Waters' vocals on The Wall which song is it? Man, I'm blanking now on the song title, but it's like right before the hotel scene, before he flips out.
We haven't done The Wall yet, so we're of no use to you.
Yeah, and it's not Comfortably Numb. It's before that. But I gotta rethink them in my head, but because it's been such a long time since I've listened to that album all the way through. But yeah, it reminds me of Roger Waters' vocals during one of those songs where he's talking really quietly and kind of whispering, but singing at the same time.
It's unreal. I mean, listen to this shit,
baby.
Choke the air from your lungs. You die without a scream to the earth. Swallowed in the blue oblivion.
That shit is crazy. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing to me.
That song is so depressing to me. I can't even describe it.
Did its job.
It was full of despair.
That's a
9.7
for me. Take note, metal people. You don't just have to go blah blah blah, blah or yeah to be scary. Like, be a little bit theatric. That's what I love about your vocal style. Is that you have so much range. Good job. All right, go ahead.
For me, this one is a 9.8.
Yeah, I'm gonna augment my score. 9.8. I agree.
I literally don't know what to rate it because as far as it made me feel personally, like it's like a 2 or a negative something. It was so like when I was a kid and like any sort of like, you know, Mozart sort of like a lot of like feeling songs would like kind of come on. I'm not sure if it was I'm assuming it was Mozart, but it was like within that realm of music. I'm assuming it was the Mozart, but whenever it was playing, my mom would put it on sometimes. I felt so depressed, like I felt like I could just die. I was so depressed with the sound of that music. And this song did that to me. I was like,
And you should rate it high.
yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
It moved you.
Yeah, I wouldn't
In
even
a
listen to it
negative way,
again.
it moved
It was
you.
so heavy to me. And then he talked about the ocean like crushing your lungs. It was just too much. Gosh, I'll just match you guys with a 9.9 for me. Not because I
Wow.
liked it, but just because it really
Did its job.
sonically captured what it was saying. I felt the ocean crushing me before they even said it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's why I rate it so high too. Because the song, it's interesting with this particular song. It's honestly not one of the stronger songs for me on the album. There are three that are really, really strong for me: the first, the third, and the one that's just coming up next. But this one sonically captures, just like you were saying, the mood and the feel and everything that it's describing is just so perfectly encapsulated in the melody and the style and the vocals and everything. And so it makes me bump it up even higher because of that, because it is so effectively composed.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Empty
Unreal.
Spaces, that's the song.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Rob Royal.